Everybody can go through their contacts and be like, that's going to be a call, not a text. Even if I do text them, I know you're getting the ring, right? You're going to send that text, and 30 seconds later, bring. You know it's going to fucking ring.
Exactly.
And then pants. 36, my fat fucking ass.
As a short person, I have to deal with the length issue.
Me too. Like, I came up, and I didn't ask for, like, no ketchup, no mustard. I didn't do it. I just was like, burger. That, you got 1,000 of them back there, just give me one. And they're just like, can you pull up and wait over there? Why does traction control in cars always suck? Fax numbers. It is 2025. Why do fax numbers still exist?
Weren't you around for
They're
Windows?
just making it worse!
We lived through Windows Millennium Edition. We lived through Windows Vista. We lived through Windows 8. You have seen that every other Windows sucks balls.
Fell over, and they put it like right where my car tire would be. So then I obviously ran the package over.
The advertisements for drugs, because they're always these happy-go-lucky like advertisements, like this drug's gonna make you awesome. Like that's how you're supposed to feel about it as you're watching it. And then as you're watching this scene of this happy thing, the guy's like, and you're gonna bleed from your anus and your perineum, and you're going to get an infection in your perineum. And then it says, by the way, if you've never heard of perineum, that is your taint.
All right, guys, welcome back. We got episode 9. We got Kenny here again. I don't know. We're just rolling with it. Fuck it. We're bringing you content. Feed the content monster. As usual, this is not a kids show, so don't bring your kids, or maybe they'll have to explain some of the jokes to the parents. Not real sure. We're going to get into some complaint department topics today. And yeah, I think we're just going to start off with a bang. You want to go into it, I think? Well, we're up to 56 subscribers. So for those of you keeping track, we gained like 10 from last time.
If you haven't watched any of the other 8 episodes, Joe's going to now tell you to like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Perfect.
There you go.
There we go. All right, so first one we thought we were going to get into. Do you want to intro it? Yeah, you intro it.
This irritates me to no end because, look, as somebody that works all day long talking to people, I don't want to talk to you in my off time. So if we're having something come up or we're planning something, text me. Don't call me. Because if you call me, I'm going to send you the voicemail.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to text you back. And then you're going to be like, why didn't you just answer the phone? I didn't want to fucking answer the phone. I don't want to talk. Where I want to walk around my house naked and, not hold a phone to my ear.
Yeah.
Or an earbud.
Yeah. There's that select group of people that you're going to get a phone call. They just can't do it. Like, I don't understand. We are in 2025. You need to cross over that barrier and just text. You need to learn how to do it.
Like, I understand that my grandmother and stuff like that, my one grandmother will call me all the time. And she's going to call me 400 times until I answer. And then if I don't answer, she's calling my wife to tell her that I didn't answer.
Yeah.
Because I might be dead on the floor next door. But my other grandmother, she texts fine. She got an iPhone. She texts. She gets picture messages, all that stuff. So, like, it's not a generational thing. It's like an individual thing. But it's what we talked about before. You got that one person at the checkout line who wants to touch everything and wants to talk to you, just wants to have that personal touch. And I'm like, I don't need that personal touch.
Yeah.
We're already related, or we already know each other some way, so just text me what we need.
It's like at work when you're like, that meeting could have been an email.
Oh, yeah. All the
It's
time.
like the personal version of that, where you're like, you called, because like the call, right? You got the, oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Yep, oh, yeah, it's good. Timmy's, yep, he's in school. When it was just like, hey, are you coming over tonight? Like, we could have just, it could have been 4 seconds, there was the answer, but now I wasted 45 minutes of my life.
It's exactly like a meeting that could have been an email. Because let's think about it, right? You go to a meeting. What is the one thing you do at the end of the meeting? You send an email with everything you talked about in the meeting. Yeah. So, like, if I'm calling you and it's grandma or somebody of that nature who's not going to quite remember everything we discussed, at the end, somebody has to send a message or something to be like, hey, don't forget, we're doing this on blah, blah, blah day.
Yeah.
So, at that point, why did we waste the conversation that you're never going to remember?
Yeah.
Or, at this point in life, we can record voice messages and send them so I can listen to them at my leisure. Problem is, we still have that instant gratification thing that everybody wants that instant, like, oh, they read it. What do they think?
Yeah, the red messages, I turn that crap off on my phone.
I don't mind the red messages because, look, I read it, but don't make me like send you an emoticon that says I'm not going to like get back to you for 4 hours, or else I'll just start sending the SpongeBob gift to people that says 2 hours later.
Yeah. I just responded to somebody from Thursday yesterday on like Saturday. I was like, oh yeah. Well, they text me at work. I'm like, dude, I'm trying, but like if somebody at work's the people who are paying me, I gotta go over there and do that thing, and then I forgot.
Well, that's
because
like
I read it, which means it's not in my unreads, and now, sorry.
My favorite is our group text that we have, the one that has all of us in it.
Yeah.
Because I get up early, Rick gets up early, so we start sending
You
messages.
bastards.
We start sending messages like 4 and 6 a.m., and then you and Maddie are up at like 2 a.m. and stuff at night, so you're sending ones over your sleep. So we're all responding to random messages throughout the week anyway.
Oh, I get off work and I see like 18 unread messages. I'm like, I'm not getting through all those. Like,
My favorite
group texts are their own thing. Are we going into that?
This is where you need to upgrade to an iPhone, because the iPhone, I don't know if
What's it going to do, read them to me?
I don't know if Android has this yet, but the iPhone has that AI summary where it summarizes all the
No
group
way.
text. Yeah.
What?
So it summarizes everything that's been discussed in the group text back and forth while you were off.
Oh.
So I get this summary, and sometimes the summary is way off in left field, but it's fucking hilarious just because of how bad it is. So like Jen sent me one time. We're going back and forth, right? And at the time she found the dog. He dug something out of the dishwasher and he was carrying it around the house. And she sent me like 4 messages to tell me this, and I'm working, so I didn't see it at first. But then the AI summary says, "Worried about Teddy, steak knife." So I'm like, well, damn, I gotta see what's going on here. So now I'm reading these 4 to 5 messages that I would have never read before. So you need to upgrade to an iPhone, man, so you get that AI summary, because it's fucking hilarious to see some of the shit that, especially with our conversations, because they're all over the place. Like I'll reply to Maddie, and then Rick replies to like Lindsay. So it tries to summarize it, thinking it's all part of one conversation.
Well, yeah, but 90% of the shit that goes into that fucking group chat are GIFs. How's it gonna?
It will summarize those too.
They said 2 sentences, 18 GIFs. Like,
and it will actually be like they said 2 sentences and sent GIFs that are of this subject. Like it'll tell you, like, is a SpongeBob
it reads the GIFs?
Well, it reads like the hashtag
Oh,
and the metadata of them.
Oh, okay.
So at least knows like SpongeBob GIF or like whatever.
Oh, yeah. I'm never coming over to Apple. That's not. Well, I have the Apple computer, but the phone, they're too like. See, like even with the computer, they don't open it up, and now it's like, I'll say it that I think their computers are better. They're like polished and everything works. Except I've had more issues with the newer ones. But anyways, it all just works. Like this will be way better and way more simple for people in the corporate world. Like I think, you work with computers all the time. Like everything's light and bubbly, and everybody has an iPhone, but we haven't taken it to the computer world. Why?
Well, part of that.
It's because it doesn't work with everything, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of it's because their security isn't designed to be like network security so much. Like they have things like Bonjour and stuff like that. Like when I worked at Bonton, God rest their soul, because they went out of business. When I worked at Bonton,
it was your fault one.
Yeah, right. It was this. They invested in Macs, and that's what took them down. No, I don't know what the answer was, but it's retail. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But so we had Macs, and they were for like the designers, the marketing people, like the graphic designers and stuff. Yeah. But the problem is that there was so much extra setup just to get those on the Active Directory network, because they don't talk to Windows very well. So you're setting up Exchange servers that are specific for them, and then you're trying to do updates, and you're trying not to block those out. It gets to be a pain in the ass. But if you were all like Mac, like you were like, hey, everything we have here is Mac, and you set it up for Mac to start, that'd be one thing. But when you're trying to integrate with the others, it gets a little tough.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but...
Yeah, because like the film and video world, these are much better for that. They're just...
Oh, yeah.
It just handles everything better. Like Windows just feels like you give it a picture and it's like... You're just like, I want to edit it. And it's like...
Well, like says, here, says, here's Paint. I gave you some pixels. Do what you want.
Yeah. You're like, wait a minute. You want to sign a PDF? Hold on! Nobody's ever done that before. Like Mac, and like there's a button, and then you can just like sign on your mouse pad. You're like, they thought about it.
Yeah.
They've like for 5 fucking seconds, they had an engineer that was like, why can't we do this?
Well, Windows thought about it too. They were like, we're just going to make him buy that USB attachment so he can write on that instead. We're just going to tell him it so he doesn't wear out his mouse quick enough. He wants that mouse to last forever. We don't want you writing on it, man. We got to get you. You've seen those pads at the store. They get wore out quick.
Oh my God,
We got to
I
get you one
know.
of those pads just for itself, Joe, just so you can write on it, sign on it, move.
I know exactly. I don't understand. Man, we got way off topic as we usually do.
That is how it goes.
But to go back, I mean, I totally agree with the phone thing. Like, but we all know, like, you can like pick. Everybody can go through their contacts and be like, that's going to be a call, not a text. Even if I do text them,
Well,
I know you're getting the ring, right? You're going to send that text, and 30 seconds later, ring. You know it's going to fucking ring.
And you know what? I've gotten to the point now where if I want to get to that point where I have to have that conversation with the person that needs the call, I wait until I'm ready to take a drive in the car for no reason whatsoever. And then I put it on the Bluetooth of the car and I'm driving around. And then those people are like, well, if you're driving, I'll let you go. No, this is why I'm driving. I've dedicated this time to you. I am all alone in my car staring at random things because you're going to talk about something that is completely not in my wheelhouse anyway, that it's not going to trigger any kind of thought process.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drive around. Don't worry about me. You just tell me whatever story you had to tell anyway, and we'll move on.
Yeah. I used to have a guy I worked for that used to do that. Like, I'd be working for him. He knows I'm over there working very, very hard on what I need to do, and both hands are occupied. You know it. I'm working for you. And calls me. Am I supposed to answer it with my cock? Like, dude, you know I'm doing this thing. I don't have a minute to come over here and answer. Oh, yeah. And then, like, our clients are over here, so I look like I'm dicking off. Like, oh, yeah, what's up? Yeah, let the dog out, get the groceries, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter what the fuck you're saying. As soon as you answer the fucking phone, you look like you're fucking off. Even in the day and era, I still feel like it happens that way.
Well, and it does, but the thing is different. Like your industry, when you're answering the phone, you're not actually working, but that person, you have things you physically have to do in that moment. In my industry, some of that stuff can wait till later because the deadlines are far off. So if I'm answering the phone during the day, I'm now still expected to work at the end of the day to make up that time that I missed for the phone call that I took from you anyway. So I'm working 50 hours just to get the 40 that I needed because you spent 10 of them talking to me.
Exactly. And the phone call that I would get from him would be like, yeah, I made it to the location.
Yeah.
And you're like, that could have been a text!
Or the phone call's like, hey, remember that thing we talked about 2 weeks ago? Can you refresh me on that? Because, you know, I forget where I put the email that you sent me after we talked about it the last time.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. But, you know, we're not going to fix the whole world. Just parts of it.
No, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you have something to discuss with me and it's extremely important, like you need me to come get you because you're bleeding to death, I understand phone call. This is why you got to be careful, because if you start overusing that phone call and you're bleeding by the side of the road, I'm probably going to text you back and it's going to say, sorry, I'll call you later. And you're like, I'm bleeding to death. Come get me.
Sorry, you were bleeding to death earlier this week.
Yeah, like you've called me every day this week to talk to me about your paperclip collection and now you're dying? Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Complaint!
I have to hit it. I'm scared to hit these.
You're full of shit, Joe.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I like that one. You put the good ones on my side. What's the orange one?
What are you talking about?
I forgot about that
These
one.
are the Joe.
Yeah. Ah, that was good. I think we covered it pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one gets us excited because it takes up so much of your time.
Always.
I mean, this one takes up a little bit of time. Our next topic that we're going to dive into here. Shirt sizes, pant sizes, all being different for different companies.
As a large individual, I hate you all. And I wish you would come to some standard. I don't care if it's metric, US, whatever. Just come up with something that makes sense. Don't make me look at a chart that says, hey, you want to buy this shirt in a 3XL? Typically, you order it in a 3XL, but this time you're going to have to order it in a 10 because it's made in China.
Right?
Like, why can't you just stick with standard things? Like, if I order from Temu because I want to save a buck, I'm looking at 3X like, oh, I can fit in that. But no, I cannot. A 3X on Temu means my child can fit in that.
Yes. I start laughing right away because I know you're going to get a shirt that's like this goddamn big. That's a large.
Well, didn't your dad have that exact same thing happen? He ordered a shirt from a place like, that, Wish or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And when a shirt showed up, it didn't fit him, so he gave it to you.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, even there, like, I wish it would be standard because it's that bad. Like, every place you go to, it's like, I either wear this size or this size. And it depends on the brand, and it also depends on the model of the brand. Like, oh, are they stretchy? Are they not stretchy? I get it. We're fat. We're supposed to lose weight. I understand.
I get it.
But we don't need any more pressure to keep buying new clothes because you keep changing the label. I understand that you're shrinking things like this to make more profit. Shrinking these things, you ain't helping nobody.
I know. They're like, oh, well, you only have to buy a large then and you'll feel better. It's like, that doesn't make me feel better when I buy it and I buy a large and it still doesn't fucking fit. Like, I'll buy a 3X. That's fine. I don't care. I just always know that I buy a 3X. Like, and then one time at work, I got a large. Holy shit. It was like a boat on me. I was like, I'm fat, so I ordered the big one, but I was like, God damn. If it was an extra large, I could have covered my car with it. It was like so bad. Where
it's like, hey, it's a $2 fee extra to get the 3X. And you're like, I get it. I'm ordering a circus tent. I got it. But still.
Right? You're like, I don't care about that. I'll fucking order the circus tent and I'll pay the circus tent price. I get it. That much extra fabric, this whole shirt.
But if you're going to charge me the $2 extra, measure it appropriately and size it with everybody else.
Yes.
So I know what the hell I'm getting.
Why is there not a standard? What happened to that industry?
Yeah, exactly.
And then pants. 36, my fat fucking ass.
As a short person, I have to deal with the length issue.
Me too. I wasn't even going to go into it but we could. But like, literally the pants have a fucking number. And the number's not the same.
No, it's always different for whatever brand it is. Like, one brand I wear 2 sizes smaller, one brand I wear 2 sizes bigger. So I'm like, all right, I want to feel good about myself today. I'm going to buy Levi's. I want to feel shitty. I'm going to go buy some Lee's. Yeah. You know, like, whatever it is. Or Abercrombie and Fitch, you make me feel real horrible.
Oh, God, I'd be like
carrying my size.
I'd be like a 48 over there.
Yeah, they don't even carry it. They're like, look, boy, we don't carry your stuff. You want a flyer?
Yeah, like that one bothers me the most because it actually has a number to it. Like large, I get it. There's no number. But like 36, 32, 38, whatever the fuck, there's a fucking number.
And I do understand, like you're saying, like when you say small, medium, large, you are trying to generalize a size.
Right.
And sometimes you're trying to generalize it on your demographic. But let's just assume that your demographic is everybody's demographic and you'll make the world better. Mm-hmm. Because like you said, women's sizes, like for dresses, are like 0, 1, 2, whatever. Like, why do we have to be so difficult when it comes to ordering shirts? And
I'd be okay with
suit pieces are like that. Like I order suits and stuff. It's like the jacket is 50 whatever, blah blah blah. But like, yeah, you're right. You order a shirt, it's like 3X. And you're like, well, this might fit. Then you wash it once or twice, and it goes from this to this. So like, it went from a regular shirt to a belly shirt real quick.
Right. You're totally right about the short thing, though. Because I want to dive into that. Because they have the big and tall section.
Yeah.
But what about the short and fat section?
Exactly.
What the fuck?
And that's the thing. Like, even if you go into the big and tall section, you order something that's like the big selection. Yeah, it's a little bigger, but it's still the same length as the regular guy.
Exactly.
That doesn't do me any good, man.
I look like I'm wearing my fucking dad's shirt over here.
Yeah.
Like, it's like sweeping the floor. Now they don't have to sweep the floor anymore because Joe came in.
Exactly.
It's like it makes you look so stupid with it. It's like, oh my God. I don't know. Why is it?
My
Why?
favorite is to walk on my pants. Like, it's the ultimate feeling is to have my pants under my shoes.
Oh. Like, I think he cleared that one. Aw.
Damn it, Joe.
Yeah, no, and that's where. And then what's your other option? You get to roll them up. You get to roll them up like a doofus. Yep. And then you roll it up so the inside's not the same color as the outside. So it's got this like white perimeter around it. Like you have a picture frame on the bottom of you.
Well, not even that.
Framing your fat ass.
If you've never rolled up your pants, they don't just stay there either all the time. Some of them are fine, but some of them you're like, I got to starch it. And you're like, dude, I just want to put on pants. I didn't want to step on them, but I don't want to have to go get the ironing board out to make it work. And then, like, they have that double-sided tape that you could use to hold them on, but even that, like, then you got to take it out when you wash them. And it's like, Jesus, like,
really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, screw that.
Like, they make that stick tape that you can put on the inside to hold them and shit. But then the other thing is, like, when you get them hemmed or you get them fit, then you wash them and they don't fit again.
Like, I'll get dress pants hemmed. But, like, is anybody walking in there with jeans going, can you hem these? There's no way.
I've had
right?
jeans hemmed before,
Really?
but not professionally. Like, I had my
yeah.
grandmother do it or whatever. But even then, like, it's not a bad job, but it's just, They don't look right. Because now
Yeah.
that you've hemmed them up, you've kind of removed that natural flow of the bottom. So even if it was like a boot cut, now it's just elephant foot. So
Yeah.
I don't look like Kendrick Lamar anymore. I look like fucking Ringling Brothers' last elephant they sold off last month.
We're going to go into that? Those are bell bottoms. I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
They're
that's okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have wore that.
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you wear what you want. You make that kind of money, you do whatever you want, man.
I mean, if I'm making that kind of money, I'm probably not wearing any pants at all.
Yeah,
So
you do whatever you want.
yeah, I don't know. That was so distracting for me, though. I was like, man, can't get away from it. But yeah. But I totally agree. Like, what the hell? Why can't we? Like, 29 is like the shortest I've ever found, and I still got this much I want to cut off.
I've actually been able to get 28 length on pants.
Where?
If you order from Levi's, like their website and stuff, like through Kohl's, you can have them shipped to you with like the 28 length. But even then, the 28 length, I'm still like, I could take like an inch off these. I probably could.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I get that I'm short, but can we make it look like I'm not?
Yeah, it makes it look even worse because
Yeah.
you're short and then you got this much of ruffled pants at the bottom.
Exactly.
It's a bunch of tall people watching right now going, fuck you guys. They got like this much sock sticking out. I don't know. But they have, I feel like the length just like all the way to the bottom. Like they just keep going. They're like, I don't know, fucking Abraham Lincoln length.
Well, it's going to cost $12 more to shorten the pants. So
I guess, right? Less material. I want $2 off.
yeah, but it's going to take them extra time to be like, we got to figure out what that short fuck really needs. Let's see.
Right? Their tape measure doesn't go that short. Like, the fuck?
They're like, look, they come in 28 at default, the smallest. So that's it. You're getting it.
Right? And like, aren't like Chinese people a little shorter sometimes? So it's like, if we're ordering from over there, shouldn't it be a little shorter? I don't know. Like, I always like my Kia. Like, I got in there and it felt smaller because it was like everything was smaller because it's like a Korean car. I was like, I love that. Because I was like, I'm a little person. Like, I fit in that fucking thing. It was great. That's why the main reason I bought that car. It was like everything was smaller in there. I was like, this is great. Makes my dick look bigger.
See, when I had my Volkswagen, though, everything felt small because it felt like you were in there, but it was also like a race car, so you felt like you were off the ground like this high.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was because it was from Germany. I think that was just because it's how it was designed, and it wasn't designed for, Americans.
Being a racist fuck. Oh, want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
I don't know if it upsets you as much as it upset me because I was the one who put it on the list. The fast food app.
I haven't complained about it. I don't know if it's the same complaint you have. So let's see what you got.
We'll go into mine first. My fat ass, after work, I'm hungry, right? And I know the fast food place is right down the road. So I was like, okay, put in my order and I hit send, right? And I pay for it. Now, I've already paid for it. It's done. There's no option that's like, be ready at this time. Some places have that. There's no be ready at this time. That would be great. But no, like they wait until I get there. Like I put it in early because maybe it's a big order or whatever. I'm ordering for other people or whatever. So it's a big order. So like I'm being polite, being like, hey, this is coming. I'm coming. And then I get there and they act surprised. They're like, oh, that's a big one. I'm like, I told you I was coming. It's not my fault. You started now making it.
So the funny part is I can bitch about this a little bit, but I understand why they do that. So
I get it because they don't want your fries to be fucking soggy.
Well, they don't want them to be soggy, but they also don't want to waste money for somebody that's not going to come pick it up. Because there's always people that are going to order it. They're going to be like, fucking it up, feel like gone. There's always that person that's out there. They don't want
Right, exactly.
But I will say this. You can game the system for most of them. So, like, if you're looking at the app and it says, how do you want to get your app? And it says carry out, drive through, or dine in.
Yeah.
If you pick carry out, they typically make it right away. It doesn't care where you are if you hit carry out because they're just going to set it in the little station out front. You don't even have to check it until you're there.
Oh.
If you pick one of the ones where they actually have to bring it to you or give it to you out the window, those are the ones they're going to hold till they drop it. Like you want the fresh fries. But I've found that if you pick carry out for most of them, and then just drive through the drive-through, like, I'm sorry, I hit carry out in the app, but can you just get that?
Walk your goofy ass over there and get that bag.
Yeah.
Right over there. Go get it.
And they'll usually do it, but at that point, it's already been made for
Like,
you.
you
so
had to
don't worry
walk
about
2
it.
feet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, I thought I was outdoing it by, like, going in there and hitting I'm already here. I hit that button, and I'm like, all right, I'm already here. And it's like, are you sure? Yep. Are you really sure? Yep. And then I think, no, I got there, and they were still like,
Oh, I've had that happen too, where you're like, I'm already here, and then you get there, and you're still waiting for it for 20 hours. But you know what happens is, if you hit that I'm already here ahead of time, it doesn't know where you are. So it actually goes and prints out the receipt inside with no stall. So it gets to the point, I've actually had to walk in before and get my order because they're like, oh, it showed up that you were here, but it didn't have a stall number because you weren't close enough that it sent us the number.
Oh, that's
so
dumb.
Then it's sitting inside waiting for you, but they don't know to bring it out to you.
I'm going to try that next time.
So it's happened.
Yeah, I'm going to try it next time.
Yeah.
We could also, I want to go into something else then similar, but you had your complaint about that, or did you already go into it?
Well, my complaint was the fact that, we talked about it before, the tipping.
Okay.
Some of these fast food places are now asking for tips.
Why?
They make minimum wage. That's what I don't understand. Like, and most of these places make more than minimum wage. So I get that we've gone into tipping in some industries because of COVID and things like that, but McDonald's, you didn't do anything special. You cooked it, you put it in the bag, you handed it to me, you forgot 3 things. I turned around and came back to get them, and you want me to tip you? Bruh.
And if anything, it's gotten slower. Like, I feel like back in the day, they had like 10 burgers back there, and there's like, here you go, fucking slinging them out the window. Like, they were ready to go. Like, I came up, and I didn't ask for like, no ketchup, no mustard. I didn't do it. I just was like, burger. You got 1,000 of them back there, just give me one. And they're just like, can you pull up and wait over there? I'm like, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to come out and give it to me? I'm like, I'm not asking for something special. I get it if I ask for something special, but then I'm probably going to go inside. Like,
Not everybody does that, though, but I've actually enjoyed how antisocial
like,
getting lately.
80% of the time when I go to these fast food, they ask me to pull up. And I was like, that's not what we're doing here. If I wanted to pull up, I could have been like, I want to be in the space and make your ass come out in the cold. It's fucking January in Pennsylvania. I'm trying to be like, hand it through the window. I'll be right here. Like, what is the other guy getting behind me that I didn't get?
He got coffee.
Yeah, I guess.
It was ready.
Do we have 2 fucking windows? Like the difficult window and the Karen window? Like,
exactly.
Come on,
Joe's the Karen. Pull him up.
Now this goes into my other fucking thing. They get me really upset for being a little fat guy. They got me out there cussing at my fucking windshield. And I'm just like, you motherfuckers. And in the back, right, they put the 2 lanes.
Yeah.
And you're like...
We did discuss this once before, because we talked about Chick-fil-A in East York.
Yeah.
How they haven't made their drive-thru any better because they went from the 2 lanes they had to now 2 lanes that just merged together. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the average person driving a car can't merge on the highway, let alone in a drive-thru moving at 5 miles an hour. So...
And the last time I went there, like every other,
Yeah.
right? No. 2 cars, like, cut me off to get in front of me. And I'm just like, now I'm not only pissed off because you didn't make my order, I'm pissed off because I got cut off by fucking Karen, that fucking bitch.
And the best part is that now you get those places that sometimes, like, that person pulls in front of you, but your order's ready first. So the person walks it out to you and hands it to you, but you're still stuck in the drive-thru because you can't get out. And you're like, oh, thanks, buddy.
Like, we couldn't figure out 2 windows, but we could figure out 2 orders. Well, we'll take your order because then you're stuck there.
Well, wait till
they know
we get to
you
the
can't
point where
leave then.
We'll get to the point where fast food becomes like banks used to have with the vacuum tubes. So you have like
that'd be
4 different ones,
great.
and they're gonna start sending your meal to you in a vacuum tube. It's gonna be like,
Your fucking fries are all over the place.
right? You're gonna get it instead of a smash burger. It's gonna be like a mixed up burger. We put it in the, if you want it mixed up, just pull it into one of the vacuum things.
I'll try it. Fuck it. Let's go. Fucking fries everywhere.
Exactly. And
You
you're
look like
hey.
you get it at Five Guys when the fries are just everywhere.
Exactly. Or they send you 2 of them. 2, whoop, whoop, as they come flying up out.
Ketchup all over.
But I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I kind of miss those. And I was actually thinking about it because of fast food for that same exact reason. Because I had ordered like just a drink. And then the guy in front of me ordered everything. And I was like, I get it. So they pulled him up and then I get my drink and I pull off. And I was like, wouldn't it be easier if we just had that like coffee lane like we were talking about before? Because then you could be like, look, if this lane's only coffee, I'm going to put it in a sealed cup and ship it through that vacuum thing. So not only is it going to be hot, that son of a bitch is going to be pressurized and ready to burn your nuts off when you open it.
I like that idea.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of ideas that can make millions of dollars.
We have said this, but we ain't making any money yet off it.
No. We're hoping for the podcast to get it out there.
Yeah.
We had 44 views on the last one. We're really nailing
We're
it.
getting there.
We appreciate all 44 of you. Unfortunately, 2 of them are probably us. So we appreciate.
2 of them are definitely us. The other 2 are probably whoever I sent a text message to last week to text me about my tolls that I owed.
And fucking Doug.
Well, yeah, Doug.
Doug's
love you,
always
Doug.
there. Love you, Doug.
Doug, when we start making T-shirts, you get one.
Yeah.
Because we're at the sign level now, so
Then maybe that's
I think
after
episode 10 I got to do manual labor over there.
Yeah.
To move this set.
move the set.
Doug, we're looking at when we hit 250 subscribers, we'll make you a T-shirt.
Okay. Just for Doug. Doug gets his own.
Well,
If Doug comments on every video.
Doug's always commented on every video.
I know, but I don't know. I gotta keep him. I gotta keep him engaged. It's all about the engagement, right, Doug? All right. He'll comment on.
We
that,
also
I'm
need
sure.
to get Doug here at some point. So we have
Dude,
Doug
he is,
sit
but
right
he
here.
moves around. So I'm like, move around here. He's like, it's fucking cold up there.
Doug, in the comments, let us know when you're going to be in Pennsylvania next time, at least for an hour or 2, so we can throw you in here.
Mm-hmm. He said once it gets warm. So
I'm all with you there. Joe's basement is fucking cold.
it is. It is. It's always cold down here, though, even in the summer, because air AC just.
I mean, that's not a bad thing in the summer, but this time of year, you're like, I kind of want to be a little warm.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So I think we finished up on that one. I don't know how far we'll be able to go with the next one, but we can give it a shot and see what happens. Why, when you go to the pharmacy, does it print you out like a receipt like this long? Have you even ever read it? I've never read it.
Sometimes I have, but mostly just because I'm going to the bathroom and it was in my pocket still, and I needed something to do because I left my phone outside. So
I never thought of that.
Sitting there like, yeah, well, I saved $1 on that. Oh, there's a coupon for something I'll never fucking buy. That's wealth of information. I definitely need some tampons.
You definitely get bored if you start reading the other side.
Oh, dude. Well, the other side's all the same no matter what, because it's just the printed on the back. But the best part is, if you want to make it really sketchy, so what you do is when you get that receipt, before you go to the bathroom to read it, because that's the only place you're going to read this thing. All right? I promise.
I'm going to do it next time now.
They're thermal printed.
Yeah.
So, like when you get them from McDonald's or something and they touch the bag for too long and they start to get colored. Dude, it's like reading a CIA redacted document. You're sitting in the bathroom, you're like, what did I order again? Oh man, I got to call them. I don't think I ordered that. I don't think that was on there. No. You going through it. That makes it extra special because you're like, I don't remember what I got, but maybe it was that.
Maybe. It's always Greek too. You're like, oh, well, I don't know. Gets into that like removing it from the receipt thing last time. When you could scan it, but you can't take it off of there.
The best part though is when you get it, you start reading it, you're like, this ain't even my receipt.
I've done that. Every time I go to
gave me the guy before's receipt.
Yeah. The Dollar General, it prints underneath now.
Yeah.
Have you seen? And then it just stacks them up. Like the last guy didn't even take it. I pull it out, and the guy's like, we got a couple there. And I was like, I guess it's my fucking job to figure out which one's mine.
I've had that. You go to the thing, and they're like, well, the last dude didn't want theirs, so here's all of them. And I'm like, well, thanks for theirs. He's like, well, I'm not sure which one's theirs because I already pulled them off. I'm like he doesn't. How about we look at the timestamps, bud?
Like you don't have a trash can back there? Can you give me a little help here? Now I got to do math before I leave.
But look, at least it's going to be like a novel when I get to the bathroom next time. Like,
yeah.
That guy, he must have had some hemorrhoids because he ordered this and this and this.
Right.
I'm gonna start trying to pretend like I'm an ad tracker by just receipts. I'm gonna pick random receipts up and be like, look, I'm pretty sure this person is the age of 20 to 30, female. Most likely, based on the purchases.
Have to be a segment on the podcast.
Yeah.
It'll be like, all right, who do we think this person is?
Exactly. We'll start just getting random receipts and trying to guess one of our friends bought this.
Oh, God. From our friends? Oh, that'd be even more incriminating.
Especially, yeah.
Right? Why did Rick buy 20 tampons?
Right? Why is Joe getting 7,000 bottles of baby oil? He must be going to Diddy's later.
Dogs are pissed.
Your wife's probably going to work.
At some point. But anyways, I've never read them all. I think it's all like coupons and stuff. Is that what it
The
actually
front's like
is?
coupons and stuff, but then the back is always like that legal waiver of like, don't worry about what the coupon on the front says, because if I feel like you're getting too good of a deal, I'm gonna tell you go fuck yourself real quick.
Yeah. Damn, I should have kept one. I should have went to the store and just bought one. So
I mean,
that
it's not
had, like,
legalese, but that's how it's written.
yeah. It's like, and you're like, and then it's like, come back on the 22nd and we'll give you, I'm
Those
doing
are my
that.
favorite. When you're like, you go to a place, they're like, hey, this coupon starts tomorrow and it's good for X number of days, and you get $10 off. You're like, look, if you looked at my history, I came in here once in the last 2 years to get this one thing, and only because it wore out or whatever, I don't need to come back next week. And your $10 off isn't always enticing me.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
Or they do entice you, and you're like, you know what? I do have to come back next week. I'm going to buy some. And you get there, and the thing you need to buy is on the exclusions list on the back that you didn't even see.
Oh, I know, right?
So now you're standing at the register, and you're like, cool, I'm going to save $10 on this one thing. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to feel so good about myself. You're going to get there and be like, sir, your coupon doesn't apply to this. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why give out the coupons if they don't apply to everything? And then I sound like an old person, you know.
Exactly. I want my 50 cents off.
But you know what? Let's go back to the fast food real quick. I did mention it a second ago. I said I am enjoying how antisocial they're getting these days. But only because I'm not a social person anyway. You are a social butterfly. I am not. So I enjoy the fact that when I walk into most fast food places these days, it's like a kiosk. Like one register. And there's nobody standing at that register. Like, you are an inconvenience to talk to them.
Oh, yeah.
That is my favorite thing, because if I had to work there, that's what I'd want. I don't want to talk to you. But that's exactly what it is. Now you can't bitch at me about your coupon. Look, sir, talk to the kiosk. Tell the kiosk about your problem.
Dude, that's a good point. Like, I feel way more comfortable when I walk in, because then it's like, when you walk up to like somebody that's standing there, you feel like you gotta have your shit together.
Yeah.
Like you
feel under pressure, but when you stand in front of a screen, you're like, look, I can take all day. This guy doesn't care. There's 4 other screens here. I'm not holding anybody up.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, maybe I'll get an extra burger. I don't know, take it for lunch tomorrow, whatever.
So for those, if you're printing me out a fast food receipt, sure, make it a pharmacy receipt with coupons on it, because I'm going to stand at your kiosk anyway, like, type it. You know what? I might try that one. Yeah. But everywhere else,
right, but if you're talking to somebody, they're judging you for every piece of it. You're just like,
and they're
like,
not only judging you, they're also like, you're really going to put a coupon on there for $1, man? Like, do you know how many extra keystrokes that's going to take for me to get there? And then I got to call this person over to put their key in and authorize it.
And they're going to judge me. If I go above like 2-3 burgers, they're just like,
they're already judging you.
They're looking at you like, come on now. That shirt already has said it's a large and it don't fit. You know, you're like, you motherfucker.
You're like, I'm getting this for the family. You're like, we know, fat boy. How many napkins you need? Just one?
Yeah, right. You're like, we could tell how many forks you asked for. You know, you fat fuck.
It's like, oh, how many drinks did you order? Just one?
Yeah.
Everybody else drinking water at your house?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Like, them 17 are for the family.
Exactly. But no, you're right. Those receipts are ridiculous. But that did take me back to the fact I could see why people wanted to do that, because then you get that receipt. Now you're standing at the pharmacy. Look, now we're back to the pharmacy, right? I don't want to be at the pharmacy any longer than I have to. So if you give grandma that receipt that has 12 coupons on it, and she's going to try to spend them all, and now I've got to stand there in line knowing you're going to take a lunch from 1 to 2, and it's already 12:45, and I have to get back to work in 15 minutes. And I'm like, I just want my medication. Can you open another lane? Can you give me a self-service kiosk? Is there a robot that will service me?
That is nice. I mean, I dislike parts of it, but when you go in and there's a kiosk, you're like, okay. On a UPS, you do that when you're returning your Amazon stuff and there's a kiosk, you're like, I'm going right for that thing.
Exactly. It does save time.
It does. It's so nice. Like, that is an anti-complaint. They can put more of those things in. Like,
the best part is, like, I've had that. I've gone into UPS before, and I've had a return for Amazon. And, like, the Amazon thing says, just take the thing in. Don't worry about the box or anything. Just take the product in. Have them scan this QR code. And then the person's trying to lecture me on how I should have brought the box. And I'm like, Amazon said I didn't need the box. Do your job. Scan the QR code. And they're like, yeah, but you really should have brought the box. And I'm like, Amazon's going to give me the refund anyway. Just do it.
And what the hell do they do with all that shit?
Most of them just pack it up, send it off like a return center, and then they either gets resold or auctioned off as liquidation somewhere.
Right, I heard that was a big problem.
Yeah. Well, there are people that are getting stuff back that are like used because it'll get sent to the return centers and they're not vetted well enough that it gets sent back out again.
Oh, really?
I've seen that happen. I've actually had that happen.
I ordered a leaf blower and it literally didn't come with the battery.
Yeah.
Like, and them batteries ain't cheap. So it's just like, what the fuck? Like, that's like half, that's like ordering a car, but it doesn't come with an engine. You're like,
exactly.
That's the expensive part.
Well,
like,
I mean, your headset debacle, how many headsets did you go through to get one that worked and, had everything with it?
Oh my God, I know.
But
that happens
the thing.
so much.
When you returned it, they didn't double check that. They didn't fix it. They didn't find what was missing and put it with it to sell it again.
I feel like they're trusting people. Because when you go to return it,
Well,
they're like,
are, yeah.
Did you open it? And you're like, maybe.
But I think a lot of that is it's easier to trust you than it is to pay somebody to actually check it.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm the checker then, though. Like, they send that shit out, you get used, and it's like used but new.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. That just means somebody fucking lied. Because when I get it, it's not going to be new.
And I'm not
it's going to be missing the fucking battery, and I'm the employee that has to send it back.
And I'm not upset if it's the one thing I ordered that, I didn't really need it. It wasn't an urgent thing, so it's no big deal to wait for it again. But when I order most things, I order them because I need them, within a limited amount of time. Like within a week. Because if not, I would have already ordered it and waited for it a month anyway.
Yeah.
So if I'm ordering it, I want it there right away, and I don't want to have to ship it back 4 times to get it to work because obviously I needed it.
Yeah. Well, then you end up chasing Amazon drivers down the road.
Funny enough, as I was coming down through, there was an Amazon truck right in front of me. They turned into the farm right before you. And I was like, I wonder if Joe ordered anything because it's going to be sitting on his trash can when I leave.
They did make it today.
Oh, they brought it up the hill?
They did. They made it. I was very proud of them. They followed the signs.
Well, they're not calling for snow today, so that's good.
Well, we can handle it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Next one? I mean, I was more about this one than you, I think, but I don't know. I want to bring it up. Why does traction control in cars always suck? Like, I've never had it in a car. Every single car. Like, I live in Pennsylvania, okay? Giving away my location.
Well, we've done that already.
I've pretty much given my address away.
I was going to say, we've given everything.
If somebody wants to find me,
they're coming.
Come get it all.
Yeah.
Why does it suck? Like, I've always had to turn it off. Like, I live in Pennsylvania. I'm used to driving in the snow. That thing should, do the thinking for me. Like, anti-lock brakes, that works. Like, it stops your tires from locking up. All about it. All that stupid traction control does is when I'm going up a hill, the number one thing it makes me do is stop. I'm pushing the gas, the wheels stop. Number one thing you don't do in the snow when you're going up a hill is stop. Because once you're stopped, that's it. It's over. You can't get going again.
And I will say this. If you have traction control and you have all-wheel drive, I have had vehicles where it works well.
Really?
Yes, because it's adaptive enough that it's like, okay, the tire's spinning, so I'm going to turn it on because it's spinning at this RPM. And there's other ones, like you said, that most of the time it's just that default, like if the wheel starts spinning, stop that one and go to the other one. And that's where you get that, oh man, it stopped me. And it really kills you. But you're right. Like when you hit it and it's like, you're either just spinning in place because it started to spin and now you're just sitting there in the middle of the traffic anyway.
Yeah.
And it didn't take you anywhere. So you turn it off, or my favorite's the cars that don't have the option to turn it off, so you're stuck with it forever.
Oh,
you're
God.
Trying to creep through as you get out of there. But I'll tell you what, the traction control doesn't bother me as much as the new technology. I don't know if you've seen this on cars now.
Oh, God, they made it worse?
The auto shut-off.
The what now?
The auto shut-off. So when a car stops at a light, it actually turns the car off completely.
Oh, it turns the engine off?
And then turns it back on again when they go.
Yeah.
I get that the car does it for you automatically, but isn't that wearing the starter out?
Yeah, it can't be saving that much gas to do that, really, right?
Yeah, and you would think, so they tell you if you leave your electricity, your air conditioner on, to leave it on all day so you don't have that start and stop, because that's where your peaks come in, because it's got to start, and it's got to stop, and it's drawing more electricity to do that. So wouldn't an auto start in a car be doing the same thing? Like every time it starts, it's grabbing the extra, time?
That's what I think, yeah.
Maybe auto start makes sense if you're sitting in, Manhattan traffic for 4 hours. Maybe.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but in our area, you're not really sitting that long.
No.
Even going to Philly, you're probably sitting, 30 minutes? not horribly.
Guess, and I've never had one.
It's still moving.
But yeah, that's got to be a nuisance, I would think. That would take some getting used to.
My car doesn't have it, but it annoys me all the other cars that do have it, because you're like, oh my god, Grandma, did you just turn your car off?
It's got to be wearing something. You're right though, like wearing it out, like that's starting up and then shutting
and you're
off
also
every
hoping
time.
that it works every time.
Right?
So you're like,
Heaven forbid you had a problem, because it's like once the engine's going, I feel like you're like, okay, but like start stop every time you're risking it that it's not going to start. Because does it need the battery, right?
I would assume.
It's like
it needs at least the alternator to be on.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, well, here we go. Yeah, I ain't buying into that.
I mean,
shit.
I can't imagine how much you're saving on that. It's probably more of a health. I mean, I would think it's more of a safety hazard than anything else. Because even like when I rode motorcycle, got my motorcycle license, the first thing they teach you is don't put it in neutral. Put it in first gear to be ready to go, like if a stop sign. Because if somebody behind you is not going to stop and they don't see you, you need to get out of the way. It's like in a car, wouldn't that be the same thing? Like, I've now got to hope this thing engages and gets me out of the way when that cement truck that ain't got no brakes is coming.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh no, Nissan. Or be like the Kia with the low fuel light that went out. And like, oh no, the auto start went out this month.
Right.
Bam!
Now it's not starting because there's no gas in it.
Guess I ain't got to worry about the fuel.
See, if I would have had that, I wouldn't have ran out of gas.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you think different brands are better? I mean, I thought the same thing. I had a Kia, right? And I was like, And then I had a Hyundai, and it still sucked. And I was like, sister company or whatever the hell. So it's like, Now I have the Tesla. And you're just like, it still sucks. It's like they're all using the same fucking copy-paste shit program.
I think that is the case, though. Most of them use the same copy-paste program.
Yeah.
And I think that the cases where I've had it that it worked well, it probably was just that one specific situation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like on a hill, it was flat.
Designed in California, so it works great in the rain. And you're like, the fuck? Snow is when you fucking need it.
Exactly.
Like, anyways. So yeah, that one bugged me. But anyways, I think this one, you brought this one up. Fax Numbers. It is 2025. Why do fax numbers still exist?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, because we're at the point now where I get that maybe you have a phone line. But even then, you can scan something offline and send it to me over the phone line. It doesn't have to be a fax. It could be an email through dial-up. AOL invented that, guys. That's the fax noise. It still sounds like AOL.
Yeah.
So you could do that, but why? Why do I? And I would have thought, like, when I was doing technology before, I would have thought eFax would have taken off.
The hell is that?
Replaced it. So eFax was the concept of you could still use a fax number to get it to people, but you would just send it to an email, and it would basically take that email and print it out on the other side. So you could do that, but we're at the point now where even my printer is air connected, so I can print something at my house from right here. So if I could do all that using an email address to my printer, why do I need to pay for a fax service?
Are there benefits to fax? Have you ever? I've never sent a fax.
I've sent plenty of faxes, because when I was in college and stuff, a lot of stuff had to be faxed to like the bursar's office and registrar's office and that kind of stuff, because that was their method of receipt at that point.
I'm going to stick my piece of paper in this machine. It's going to scan it, digitize.
Hold on. Did you put a cover sheet on it?
No.
Yeah, you better have a cover sheet on there.
Why?
To tell somebody who it's for, because on the other side, when it prints out, somebody might see something they're not supposed to if you don't have a cover sheet that says "for Karen's eyes only."
Oh, and all your information's just like chilling right there, like no security at all.
Walks by, So the security is that piece of blank paper you send to her first. It says, "Hey, I'm going to send you this paper, and I'm going to send you 4 things of classified material. Don't let anybody else look at them."
Just sitting there in the printer.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have the little flap up, throws the shit on the ground.
Yeah. So it's sitting on the ground. And you're like, well, I don't know what order they went in, but...
Printers have that little tongue. Have you ever done that? And you're just like, oh, I'm going to kick that thing. So you put it in, and then the next time you print, it just throws your shit right on the ground.
Exactly.
You're like, why even have it then? I'm not going to leave that thing out, because I'm just going to smack into it when I walk by.
Yeah, you never send a fax. So when you do send faxes, you get to the point where you have to send cover letters, too, to certain things.
Okay, so now I have to waste more paper.
Yeah.
I need at least 2 pieces of paper. I need my thingy.
You need at least 4 pieces of paper.
4?
Because, think about it. Let's say you're faxing a cover letter and a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to print it out of your PC or whatever. So now you have a cover letter printed, and you have the actual thing printed. And you're going to put it in the fax machine, and it's going to go to the other side. And it's going to print 2 pages over there. So you need 2, and they need 2. So it's at least 4 pieces of paper wasted for that one thing. And you might be able to get away without a cover letter, but you're still wasting 2 pieces of paper for something that could have been an email.
I don't get it. Like, why is it still like we got phones and now we don't have beepers anymore? Like, it'd be like,
No,
hey,
beepers still exist.
no, come on.
They do. Pagers still
God
exist.
damn it.
Pagers are still a thing.
What are you talking about?
Did you
Where do
hear
you
about
even? What do you go back in time? You fucking Doc Brown over here going back in time, getting the fucking thing? Where
Did
do
you
you
hear
even
about,
buy it? What do you go to Radio Shack?
Oh, yeah, you can still buy them online.
What?
Did you hear about the Hezbollah that had the pagers explode on them because Israel had tapped
Well, yeah, but I
into them?
figure they were like still making pagers in a basement over there, not in the U.S., right?
You can still get pagers in the U.S. Hospitals still use
God's
pagers.
What?
Yeah. Hospitals still use pager systems in some some areas.
Oh my God.
So pagers still exist.
Probably the doctors that were working on me.
Exactly, yeah. They're like, well, his stomach's inflamed. That's all the beeper said. Let's let him go.
He'll be fine. Give him some Tums. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, that old technology is still around. We're still using it in some places. And I get that maybe it makes sense for some things, but I can't understand.
How do you get?
Somebody put in the comments why fax numbers are still
Please
relevant.
help. Like,
Because
come
I
on.
feel like there's other alternatives.
So how do you get a fax number?
Well, you call somebody like Verizon or AT&T or whoever your telephone
And
carrier
it's,
is.
okay, and then I like go to the computer or the printer, I guess, and
The
I
fax machine.
plug it into the yeah. Well, I would imagine at least for the love of God, it's in one of those all-in-one things. You're not just buying a fax machine, right? I hope. Anyways,
Hold on, we can get into
come
that
on.
too. So you're all about to learn something here.
I'm here to
So
learn.
Joe's never used a fax machine before. We'll teach you all.
No, but I have called the fax number and got that fucking
Yeah,
thing.
you got the AOL dial. And it said, hey.
I did it in my car too. Holy shit! Because I was driving, I mixed the numbers when I was driving.
best part
Holy fuck, that was loud.
The best part's when you call a number and it's one of those numbers that if they don't answer, it rolls over to the fax machine afterwards.
What?
And then you're listening to it and you expect to go to voicemail and all of a sudden it's like... So I've had that happen too. But so when you get a fax machine, there are times that you buy just a machine that is only a fax machine.
Still?
That's all it does is fax because
my
it's still
God.
cheaper than buying like the all-in-one. But you can buy the all-in-one that has the fax machine with the modem in it and all that. But typically you're going to get it. You're going to type in the number to dial. You have to actually listen for the dial tone to make sure it rings and picks up in some cases. And then it's going to try to send it. And then you have to wait because there's a third piece of paper that comes out of there for those 2 you just sent. There's a third one that says a sent receipt later that tells you whether they actually got it or not. Because there are times that drops in transmission and then you have to do it again.
Waste more paper.
Exactly. You know who still uses fax machines though? And this is the answer, by the way.
Oh, don't tell me, but go ahead.
Doctor's offices still use fax machines. And I actually know this because we just ran into this problem recently. My wife was trying to get a prescription renewed.
What?
And they literally said, make sure your doctor's office is not faxing the thing back to us here at the pharmacy because we no longer do faxes. We use emails. But most doctor's offices still fax prescriptions and things.
So the most sensitive, secure shit is what we're just printing out over there in the printer for Steve, who's worked there one goddamn day, to just go over and look at.
Exactly.
Perfect. It's not even locked up.
No, not at all. And I don't think doctor's offices are sending a cover letter, so it's probably just here's Bill's.
Here's his social,
Yeah.
his address, here's his
his
phone number,
prescription.
his medical history, all that HIPAA shit. Yeah, just throw it right out there in the middle of nowhere. HIPAA, you think
Now, I
they'd be
will
all
say,
over
like,
that shit.
So some of the
Is HIPAA
stuff,
an organization?
HIPAA is
It's the standard.
it's the standard.
Who enforces it?
Typically like a joint commission or something like that, like some kind of a regulatory body that's enforcing the law.
I ask you like you know all the answers.
Well, I
to
did work
questions.
for a medical company.
Oh,
so I mean,
good
I do at least know HIPAA, PHI, and that kind of stuff. So
I like when I had Jen-
The difference.
I like when I had Jen on. She just goes,
Yeah,
I
right.
know I ask like you're gonna know.
Well, in this case,
Maybe
like,
you Googled it when you were
I
bored.
actually dealt with this one. So, like with HIPAA, it's going to be enforced by whoever your regulatory body is.
Okay.
Or the law when they catch you. That's who's going to enforce it. Like when they start finding you.
Yeah.
But there are things that have moved from faxes. Like if I'm sending a referral, like one doctor sent a referral to another, a lot of that stuff during like the Affordable Care Act and all that, they moved it all to digital. So a lot of that's going out through like messaging from one computer system to another that's encrypted to encrypted. So they're sending your care documents to there. So and even in some cases, prescriptions are doing that now too. But there are still some offices that are using the old school fax machine. I know they are because I've ran into it with my wife specifically.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because at least when I send an email, there's like encryption, and I send it to you. I didn't just send it to the office where there's like 10 people working.
And the best part is there are still places, I can't remember who it was, but there was a place I dealt with recently that wanted a fax back, and I was like, I don't even know like where I could go to, like, because I'm not going to buy a fax machine for one fax, right? So I'm like, I don't know where to go for a fax, like whatever. And I'm like, I got to go to the library. Like, you got to go to the library and pay, like whatever it is, 10 cents or whatever a page.
You can even do that? I wouldn't even know what. I'd be like, well, I guess I'm not doing that thing, whatever it is.
Well, UPS stores will do it too, though. They still have fax machines. So you can go there and pay them whatever per page to have it faxed.
To fax it. But what if they're going to send it to me? Then I go to the...
They send it back to the UPS store. You can go there and get it and pay for it.
So they're reading all my shit.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know Joe had a tiny dick? Yeah, it's right there, right on the fucking page.
Exactly.
Just
you got
walk in
penis
there with
enlargement pills this week. Oh, yeah, Joey, your wife's moving up.
Right? Third time this week, Must be real tiny.
Yeah, I don't understand why they still exist. Anybody else? Give us a legitimate reason why they must continue to exist. Otherwise, I can't see.
Because if you're just
to a newer system, other than cost,
right? Well, if you're just a dinosaur and you haven't upgraded, like well, like I don't want to leave Windows 10, but sounds like in October I don't get a choice.
Yeah,
they're going to back that up.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They end of support, but that doesn't mean the operating system is end of life. It just means that there's no more support.
Right.
So if you call them, the first thing they're going to say is, buy Windows 11, dickhead.
Why can I not move the start thing to the side?
You can.
Uh-uh.
Oh, you're talking about the whole bar?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's the only reason I haven't switched.
There's some registry things that you can do to make that
I
happen.
don't want to have to break it. They didn't fix it.
They never fix it. Weren't you around for
They're just making it worse.
We lived through Windows Millennium Edition. We lived through Windows Vista. We lived through Windows 8. You have seen that every other Windows sucks balls. 7 was good. 8.1 blue donkey dick.
Yep.
10 was good. 11 is eh. And I'm hoping that 12 picks up where 11 fucked off.
They're going to already to 12?
Why not?
Well,
they're going to keep. Are they going to stop? Bill Gates saying stop it. He's still going.
I heard they said 10 was it. I thought they were 10, and we're
at 11 now.
I know.
So they lied.
It's nothing wrong with it. Well, there's a lot wrong with it, but they're just going to break it.
I think they make it. It's getting to be more that user interface, the simplistic user interface, so less people have to interpret and find.
But they don't. They pretend.
Yeah.
And then you get in there and they like how many control panels are there now?
There's one control panel with
I meant
subcommittees under
I
it.
meant settings. I meant settings screens. How many settings screens are in Windows now?
One main screen.
Bullshit. Bullshit. There's the control panel where everything really happens. And then there's this settings panel that laid on top of it. And now I feel like they're going to take another layer and lay it on top of that and try to make, not all the buttons are there.
So I have Windows 11, and I will say that on mine, the control panel has become the settings. So everything that was a control panel before is now in the settings area. There's not much that you have to go to separately, except for power options and stuff aren't under control settings so much anymore. They're under their own
so they
power
fixed that.
setting. At least on the version that I have right now. So I don't know what beta.
So the only reason I shouldn't switch is because I can't move my taskbar to the side.
You can. There's ways to do that.
It's a taskbar.
The start bar, yeah. That's the one you want.
That bar across
the
the
whole bar to the side, yeah, to the right side.
Let's fucking go into it. Why the fuck? It's 19. Let's just use 1080 because math, and I know the numbers. 1920 by 1080, right? 1920 by 1080. Good Lord. 1920. Yeah, 1920 by 1080. There's less pixels on the side. So if I move my taskbar from the bottom to the side, I'm using less pixels.
Yeah, but now those logos that they spent thousands of dollars to look pretty don't look as pretty as they would have if they were at the bottom.
Fuck your logo! In web pages, they scroll down. So it's now I can see more of my web page. I'm not getting off this fucking horse. Fuck Bill Gates, that son of a bitch. He's over there curing cancer or fucking AIDS or some shit. Get the fuck back over here and fix my fucking taskbar. You motherfucker. I think it's a good reason.
I don't like that my...
You could do it since 95! Why are they getting rid of it?
Look, I don't move my taskbar. You do. I don't really care.
I'm the only one in the world. I know, but I have a good
You're
argument.
the only one that gives a shit because I don't move it.
Nobody gives a shit. Literally, the IT guy at work comes in and goes, "Where's your taskbar?" I'm like, "It's over there." Like he had trouble.
Yeah, he's like, "Why are you such a psychopath? Why can't you put it over here where it belongs?"
I even do it on the Mac. I move it over there because they allow me to still do it.
I leave mine at the bottom, even on my Mac. It's funny. Like, I don't move mine. I know I can.
You know I'm fucking
but I
right.
don't. No, you're wrong.
I'm fucking right.
There's
There's
no
less
reason
pixels.
to move it there.
There's less pixels.
Yeah.
It's more efficient. It's better. We're all doing it. Switch it now.
Not happening.
It's gonna happen. God damn it. I didn't want to go into that topic, but I'm sorry. I had to go into it. It just hurt me so bad. It got me excited. But
All right.
anyways, Windows. You know, what got me into that? What were we on? Oh,
We
fax.
were on fax.
Fax
We were talking
updating.
about how
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
is updating.
yeah. Well, if the reason they still have fax is because they're stupid and lazy to upgrade, that's not a good excuse.
So
anyways.
we've had at least multiple Amazon stories before because I know we've heard at least the kidnapping story of the lady that had to return to your house to deliver the package. We had the
Didn't kidnap her, but I knew she wasn't bringing that to my house and I needed it. It said I'm bringing it tomorrow.
and then we had the discussion about the Bazan,
The
about the
Bazan.
letterbox. And then I know you and Jen talked about the fact that they were putting your stuff on your actual trash can at the bottom of the hill.
On the trash
behind
can.
the mailbox because that's where the sign points.
But there's another sign that says go up the driveway 2 feet from that.
So, I was driving up your driveway today, and I was going to tell you that as I got up here, the tree, the numbers are starting to fall off the tree. So next, Amazon's going to be like, that ain't the right house because the numbers aren't right.
Can't figure it out because the 2 flipped upside down.
Yeah.
God damn it.
All right, so
And then the
what's this Amazon story?
last one was like, yeah, they didn't come off the driveway. And now, so this Amazon story, Amazon strikes again. So what happened was, it was actually Super Bowl Sunday when it happened.
Okay.
Got in my car and I was ready to go to the Super Bowl party. I literally just texted my buddy, said, "Hey, I'm on my way. Bring up the garage door. Go to pull out with the car." What the fuck was that? Back up over it because it's like, what the hell? I already ran it over. Who cares? So I'm like, shit. I get out of the car. What Amazon had done was take the package, and they didn't put it up on the garage this way so I would see it would fall when it opened. They literally laid it down like this, so when the garage door opened, I mean, the package was only that big, it fell over, and they put it like right where my car tire would be, so then I obviously ran the package over, and it was my shelves for work, so like, I fucking disintegrated this fucking thing. You could see, like, that's about the width of a Tesla tire right about there. Look at that. And they say that the electric cars are heavier. Well, I would say so.
Well, heavy enough to mess up your particle board here.
Fuckers ran over that fucking shelf, just crushed
It was
the
hollow
fuck.
to begin with.
Yeah, I know. It was
Like,
made of nothing already.
Now, this one I cannot allow you to blame on your Amazon driver.
Yeah, I know. I was like, ah.
Because you did not look before you ran it over.
I didn't, but why did he put it there? He could have put it over to the side where the damn, there's a person door next to that literally has a picture that says, like, packages right here.
This is a Joe problem. This is not an Amazon problem. This is a Joe didn't look. Joe was in a hurry. Joe was late. And Joe decided to run over the package. And not only did Joe run over it once, he reversed to run over it again because it might not have been as bad had you opened the box the first time. So I'm going to stick up for your Amazon driver on this one. This is on you. And I can imagine that. Did you reach out to their returns people?
No, I didn't
Because you knew
it's my
you were at
fault.
fault for running it over.
But-
now, here's the best part, right? So next time you run a turtle over out your driveway, you're going to blame it on Amazon because they put it too close to your garage door?
Yeah, maybe. Why didn't he put it like next to it? Why would you sit it like right there? Damn it!
I'm here to complain, but I'm not.
Complaint.
Fuck you. God damn it.
That's a good thing.
I'm blaming Amazon. They have a track record. All right, it's one of them things where it's like, well, if you fucked up, and then there's a little fuck up, well, I'm blaming that one on you too. Good job. You gotta have somebody in charge around here. Oh,
Continue that way.
I know, right? So anyways, I haven't shown anybody that because I was so fucking pissed off that I did it. I ordered another one. I put the shelves up and everything, and I was like, I can't emotionally handle that. I put it in the corner of the garage, and I was like, well, it'll be funny. It's one of them things that's funny later, but like they were like $40.
Oh, yeah.
They literally just, or like 50, I don't know, something like that. It was expensive enough that I was like, God damn.
Well, my problem is, let me see one of those again. Let me see the one you drove that has the tire mark.
The tire one?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So, like,
measured perfectly.
So now, for $50, guys, you can get a hollow particle board shelf that has some cardboard on top. Look, this is the quality that you get. You get the. Oh man, look at this! You even had. It actually has this inside. There's staples here holding it together. This is high quality craftsmanship, ladies and gentlemen. This is at least China's finest shelving. I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to keep tearing it apart because you're already.
It's already done.
What's it matter?
I was about to throw it away,
There's
and I was like,
another one.
let's keep it for the show.
So, I mean, I love the fact that for $50, this is what you got. Because what was the weight of the thing you were going to put on this besides the car?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, I already knew what I was getting.
Because, I mean, look, man, I'm worried that, like, if I tried to do... What's it going to hold?
Nothing.
I mean, we're losing, stability here, so...
Well, I was going to put my car on it, yeah, and it didn't...
I was going to say, obviously, you weren't going to lift the Tesla up with it.
Yeah.
Don't buy this for ramps, ladies and gentlemen. It will not work.
We'll get it up in there. Yeah. So I was going to throw it away, but I was like, I think it's funny enough for the show. And it adds to the Amazon saga, damn it.
Well, and we've just taught the consumers at home that if you need a ramp in a short pinch, these are not going to suffice.
Yeah. Dude, and I don't understand either. When I, ran it over, the screws went everywhere. I don't know how they didn't end up in my tire, for one. And for
That'd be the
two,
worst, because the cost of tires these days.
you think the screws would have been in, a bag. But was it in a bag that popped? They were literally all over the driveway.
Well, I just found the drywall things in here, so I imagine I didn't see any plastic on them either. Like they weren't they were wrapped in ceramic.
No, they were everywhere.
They were probably just thrown in the box.
I think they were just making a cake and you do sprinkles and they just sprinkle the screws in the box and we're like, oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can't help you much there, man.
No, it was well, lesson learned. I don't know how. I don't know how to why put it there? I have a big driveway.
I get it, but
They're just gonna think I bitch all the time, so
Your
I didn't
wife-
even complain to Amazon on that one.
your wife also does have a sign on the door that says delivery drivers, drinks
Put
or
it
something
there.
here and stuff.
I mean,
but
I guess I do say in the description, put it in front of the garage door,
oh, so it's you.
but I mean the door, not the big fucking door that the cars go in and out. The one where people go in and out, where I can open the door and be like, oh, there's my package. Even if I fucking did it, that cocksucker, you know how the garage door's embedded. It would have been behind the fucking thing. I could have stuck my head out the fucking door and still never saw it. This guy was he knew. He was probably the guy I got in trouble. He's like, that car tire's going to be right about there.
Yeah, it's probably the chick you kidnapped. And she's like, I know when he brought me back here, he parks in this bay. So I'm putting it right there. That's got to be the tire. So actually, I have a solution. We've come up with all these other solutions to fix problems, right? We've decided that when you hit 10 episodes, we're going to move the podcast to that corner or whatever.
We're going to try.
When you hit 5 Amazon issues, when you hit 5 Amazon stories, I'm going to help you build a box outside that says Amazon, put all my packages here so that we can, designate it.
You think that's going to work?
No, but it'll give us more stories to talk about because what we're going to do is we're going to put a camera in that box so we can use it to record the Amazon conversation as they're like, this motherfucker, first he chased me down, then he got pissed off because I put it on his trash can, then he ran one over, now he wants me to put it in this specific box over here, next he's going to kidnap me and walk me up to the steps.
If I could find the picture, because I think they did the delivery picture. It's right there. Because I don't have a picture.
So you even had forewarning that you could have looked at your phone as you got in the car and be like, I might run that over. And you still ran it over.
I didn't
So you
know
are
he
the
was
problem.
gonna. I didn't know he was gonna. That's like putting it under the back of your car, and then being like,
that
"Oh well, it's your
I
fault."
love that your complaint here is like, I was too lazy to look at the fucking picture they sent me, so I ran it over.
It was Super Bowl Sunday. I wasn't giving a fuck about the goddamn Amazon package.
You're not even an Eagles fan or a Chiefs fan. What do you care? You're a Steelers fan.
We were all
would have got there when you got there. You were late anyway. You were going to the middle seat.
We were all excited to see Patrick Mahomes cry. All right, didn't matter who you were. Even Kansas City was rooting a little bit for that. There was got the shits of those Allstate.
Yeah.
State Farm.
State Farm commercials.
State Farm commercials. From Worski. Anyway.
All right, so Amazon. When we get to 5 Amazon stories, I will help you build a box.
I'm going to need a fucking punch card. It's like, have you been fucked by Amazon this many times? Click, 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 click.
Well, we're keeping track on the podcast. We tallied them up. We're at what, 4? This is the 4th one.
Yeah.
So you have to get one, but this one's not their fault. So we're going to count 3 of them as Amazon's fault. When you get 2 more that Amazon messes up, I will help you build a giant orange box outside with cameras in it and lights. So it lights up and shoots like giant spotlights for them to see. Because that way, if they drive up the driveway, they're like, "Woo! It's a party!"
We're gonna have like lights. I saw them. You can get those ones that like rotate like at dance parties and shit. I'm gonna attach them to the side of my house, and then like they see a truck come up the driveway and they go, "Walk," and they point to that fucking box.
It's like a spotlight, like you're getting ready. Like this is the main event.
There it is. Fucking lights it up.
We're gonna reprogram this sign that says Amazon right here, and it has an arrow.
Fucking here.
So when you hit 5, I'll help you build that box. We'll put it outside. We'll set it all, and then we'll use that for content because we'll have like a 15-minute period every like other podcast where we just show what happens on the video. So whether it be like some random animal that jumps in the box, or whether it be Amazon not delivering it to the box again.
Half of my content is fucking Amazon fucking up.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going with that.
Yeah, I'm just sorry, Jeffy Bezos.
I mean, why not?
We're on a first name basis.
What's he got going?
Damn near should be.
Right.
He doesn't know anybody else's name, but he goes, that guy that lives in fucking Pennsylvania, he's a pain in my ass.
He's like, that guy right there, he's kidnapped my associates.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so what's our next thing here?
Influencers selling stuff that they don't use.
I would say let's broaden it to beyond just influencers.
Okay.
Anybody, right?
Okay.
So when I watch The General, do you think Shaq really uses The General?
Oh, yeah. Why is that? It's funny because, like, I went away from commercials for a while. Yeah. I don't know, as a generation, maybe we did, maybe just me. Moved into a new house.
I've gotten away from them, but then there are times where you just can't avoid them because they're everywhere now.
Right.
Even, like, on billboards and shit, they're everywhere. So you can't get away from them, and you hear them. But, yeah, like, why? Do you really think... So, I don't know if you've seen these commercials yet, right? The Car Shield commercials where it's like Ice-T and Keke Palmer doing like the...
I don't really get commercials, so...
The Law and Order style thing, and they're like, what happened to it? And they're like, oh, the transmission went out.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like a crime scene, but it's because they didn't have, Car Shield or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you really think they pay for that and use that? Now, I remember when Pitchmen was on with Billy Mays back in the day.
Oh, that show.
They had that show.
Yeah, that was...
At that point, they actually did discuss that Billy Mays, the one he was doing for the healthcare, the ICANN or whatever it was, he was on that to promote it because he was using it. So there are some that I've seen that use it, but do you think they all do that? Because there are some things that people promote that you're like...
Yeah. We were talking about the influencers.
Yeah, so why would you, like... I get that they get paid to do these endorsements, but...
Yeah.
How many of them actually use the product that they're endorsing?
Right, and I was going to say, like, when we moved away from that as millennials, right? Or anyways, like, I got a house, and then I didn't buy, like, TV, right?
Yeah.
I was like, cable cutting or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then, so I didn't see commercials for a really long time. So then I, like, fell out of the loop of stuff. Like, commercials, like, have, like, a little bit of importance to them. So you actually, like, know what's going on. Like, you don't really know what movies are coming out or, like, this new product or whatever, or, like, the new cars that are available. Like, you don't know because you don't see it. So it was like, I actually had, like, actively research crap when I wanted to buy something. But anyways, getting back into that as well, at the same time, like, you get back into it and you're like, the guy, he's selling, like, whatever, like, printers or whatever. And you're just like, the guy doesn't use that thing, like, I don't know. I don't want to use specific names of specific companies, but like you look at them and you're like, there's no way they're using that product. You know it right from the start.
My favorite is when they sell like candy, right? So there's an influencer or whatever that's selling like candy bars. And you look at the guy and you're like, you've never eaten a candy bar in your life.
Yeah.
And if you did, you wouldn't be selling them like the way you are, because you're packaging them so they're like this big and they have like 7 billion things, like the kid's got to unwrap it to make it special and might have a Willy Wonka fucking ticket inside of it kind of deal. But yeah, you're right. Like you look at that guy, you're like, you've never eaten chocolate, man.
And like, not that everybody doesn't do it. And like, to hell with it. I mean, if somebody's going to give me $1,000 or whatever, or $15,000,
we are open to any
come on
advertisement opportunities here. If we don't use your product, we'll try it at least.
Right, because at least
we can bitch about it. Because look, either it's going to be really good, we're going to talk good about it, or we're not going to talk good about it because you're on the complaint department. So
right, we're going to complain about something.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it would be like, but then it's just okay in America. It just seems like that people are just okay with it. Like, hey, go get that cash grab. Go for it. We don't care. We know you don't really use it. We'll watch the commercial, I guess.
Or they're like, hey, I'm going to buy that thing because I saw that guy that had it. But you know in the back of your head, like, he's not using it. And
yeah, you just know. And it's just weird that it's just okay.
Yeah.
And you know the weird thing also to come back to, not to change subjects, but like, that we just advertise drugs.
All the time. Yeah.
It's like...
No, my favorite, though, is...
I love it, because
I love the advertisements for drugs, because they're always these happy-go-lucky, like, advertisements, like, this drug's going to make you awesome. Like, that's how you're supposed to feel about it as you're watching it. And then as you're watching this scene of this happy thing, the guy's like, and you're going to bleed from your anus and your perineum, and you're going to get an infection in your perineum. And then it says, by the way, if you've never heard of perineum, that is your taint. Basically, in medical terms. Yeah. But that, as they're going through it, they're like, you're going to have bloody diarrhea. And you're like, well, man, my dry eyes aren't quite that bad. I'll hold on to them for a little bit. Like, I'll just blink a couple more times this week.
The best part, it's like, it'll be fine. You know, some sunshiny room where you're just like, don't pay attention to the nonstop diarrhea. It'll be fine because you'll have sunshine.
Like, you'll no longer be depressed, but you're going to shit yourself everywhere you go.
Exactly. You'll be able to pick up your granddaughter, but also shit yourself at the same time. She's going to love it.
We're going to put a smile on your face and depends on your ass.
And then the best part, too, they're like, go tell your doctor you need this. You're like, your doctor that has 8 years at least of medical training, you've had a 30-second commercial.
Not only that,
go tell them.
So like, you're like, I just saw this thing on the news, and the doctor's like, well, I haven't heard of that one, but it's like, maybe this one, maybe it does this thing over here. So I'm like, all right, have you ever prescribed this before? And he's like, dude, I didn't hear of it until you told me about it, all right? Or they have heard about it, and they're getting some kind of kickback for it. So like, oh, it's the best thing ever. And I'm like, well, what about that anal bleeding? And they're like, dude, you're not going to bleed to death through your anus. They used to do bloodletting like the 1800s. You'll be fine. Try to sell me on it some kind of shit.
They'd have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, this shit's coming
They'd
out
be like,
so
look,
fast.
they're going to give me $1,000, and you're going to die before your family gets to sue me for malpractice anyway. So just take it.
How do they have time to research these new drugs? Like, when they were in school, they had time. Yeah. But now when I go to the doctor, as we've discussed before, they're going to be 2 hours late to come and see you. So what are they doing between there, looking up all these drugs, like what they do and stuff? And there's got to be some like research, like the studies that have been done and all that stuff. Like,
maybe you rely on the research and the studies, but if the salesman's bringing you the research, is it really unbiased?
Right.
Because I don't know what it, and I'm not trying to get into that, but like, what were the adverse effects? I get that you told me it might cause diarrhea for 7 months, but how often does that happen? Like, what's the percentage rate of that?
Right. You're getting a lot of people with this.
Yeah.
Like,
you've given it to 7 people and 5 of them have had diarrhea, or like 1.
Yeah. I was like, no, that one's going to happen.
Yeah. I get that.
Right.
And maybe I'm okay with some of it. Yeah.
But
if I have dry eyes, I don't want to be shitting myself. I'll take it. Like,
they prescribe you these drugs and these pants. Yeah. You're going to need extra pants when you take these drugs.
We don't have one problem. We're going to give you the medication that solves that and gives you 12 others.
It's this perpetual thing. It's just
like
this drug for that.
Maybe that one thing is that bad that the other 12 are okay.
Yeah.
But let me weigh that option, right? Like, do I have to start ordering like wet bed sheet or rubber bed sheets or some shit? Or do I have to like just adjust my diet?
Yeah. Like, well, you might want to get some waterproof bed sheets. Yeah. It's like, oh, good Lord. Buy a hose in the shower.
Yeah.
It's going to get that bad. Oh, we should be over here where we see the other ones. But what would that start with? Oh,
That was the
influencers.
people-
Goodness gracious. We
Yeah. We jumped right
With the
into commercials and around.
Yeah, well, commercials have their own little thing to them. We could go into about, if we still want to talk about commercials, I don't know if this upsets you. Maybe it does because you're big into movies. How the trailer, like, it gives away, like, the whole movie sometimes.
Yes.
Like, why? I get it. You gotta, like, sell me on it. But, like, doesn't that make it worse? And why do they keep doing it?
I, weirdly enough, probably don't see a lot of trailers for movies. And if I do, I've gotten to the point now where I put them on mute. Because I don't want to hear what's going on, at least. And sometimes, if I just see what's going on without the context, it still gives me a false impression of what's going to happen. So then I watch the movie and I'm surprised. But you're right. If you watch it, you see, like when you go to the theater, you can't mute it, right? So you're sitting there watching the preview and they're like, hey, next month we're going to show you this 3-hour movie and here's all the good parts. Yeah. And it's like, come spend $14 to watch that again, plus some parts you might fall asleep through. But you're right. But I've gotten to the point where when I look up movies and stuff, I'll kind of look it up online and be like, what do other people think? What's the general thing about it? But I try to avoid as much as possible because I do want to be surprised.
Yeah.
So I'm with you there, but I don't know if commercials is the right thing. I think we talked about this before. I think there needs to be another format that kind of introduces us to trailers and things. Like it used to be like I would watch the Apple TV thing and it would flow by and it would show me just the poster.
Yeah.
And that poster was enough to be like, hey, I want to see that because I like the actors or I like this or even the tagline.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more like TikTok style trailers, like teasers. We just need a quick teaser of what it is with the poster at the beginning and the end.
Right.
Like you're going to show me the poster of the movie, you're going to give me the teaser, and then you're going to show me the poster at the end, or maybe you just show me the poster at the end only because it's a horror movie that leads up cool. Yeah. But then I only have to watch a couple seconds to get an idea, and I'm probably going to watch the movie. And even if the movie sucked, you probably got your $15 out of me.
Right.
By just that little trailer.
Yeah.
So you're right. I mean, that's
yeah.
the thing.
It does go into that of like commercials. Like, is it better than when the influencer's trying to sell it to me? Because at least they tell me, you know, what they maybe think of it.
But do I want to know what they think of it? Because maybe I don't agree with their thoughts on the last movie they watched, and I watched it, and I was like, I didn't like that one or something.
Yeah, like I watch influencers, and like I'll check their stuff out. But like the bigger they get, like the more I feel like it's like, maybe. Like some influencers I feel like are more picky than others.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
for sure.
like when they pick their sponsors, at least they try. Like nobody's perfect. Like I watched influencers who like go download LastPass, you know, and you're like, nah, we all got screwed on that. Like we didn't know that guy was like jerking off to his laptop or whatever the hell happened at home when he was dialing in or whatever the fuck he was doing, that jerk off. No, I got my mom to sign up for that finally. Like I had to like tell her like 50 times. I was like, you need to have your bank account secured, you know, and this will protect your passwords. And then she signed up for it. It was like 2 months later after she got all her stuff in there and they got hacked. And I was like, you didn't only get me, but now you got her too. I was like,
so now Joe's
going to be
stuck fixing it for months.
Right. It's like, you bastards. So it's like, well, I guess you can't trust anybody, but I do want to know. I do want to know what's out there, but we just need to find a better way to do it. I don't know what that way is. This is the complaint department, not the solution department. Just going to sit here and bitch.
We have provided solutions, so feel free to take them and run them with them. Yeah. Offer us some donation in the end for whatever idea you took.
What do you think of this idea? This, I don't know. I wanted this, you know, and I don't want it to go too far, but, and then it's not really a complaint. It's just maybe like branching off of that. Like I go to Amazon. It'd be nice if it was like a TikTok, but Amazon. Like show me some cool stuff.
Well, they
like
have
maybe
that,
they do.
Yeah,
I've seen the one.
There is a live stream thing on there now.
I've seen
like
that, but it's
QVC,
terrible.
Like Home Shopping Network.
Yeah, but it's terrible.
We're going to sell you this ring for the next 5 minutes. You get a lightning deal.
Right, but it's like one person at a table, and then they're bringing up like a 4-year-old sweatshirt, and you're just like, well, that's not. So it's like I feel like we need to do that with each individual product, and then give me those that are specified to me, like computers or, you know, lights or cameras or something like that, where there's like influencers showing me that stuff. Wouldn't that be interesting? No? Okay, just me. I'd make those videos. Like
I don't trust other people's opinion. I want to touch it. I want to at least.
Yeah, but I just want to be aware of it. Like if Canon comes or Sony or whatever comes out with a new lens, how do I know?
But that's the thing. Like I don't want I'm tired of videos. I get tired of the point where everything's a video. Like when I get a news article these days and you got to click the video to watch it, I'm like, just give me a written transcript. Like, and I get it. You aren't very good at reading. You have your problems reading.
Yeah.
I do not.
You lucky bastard.
And I'm faster at reading than I am watching the video, even if I put it in 2 times, because I'm going to get through it much quicker.
I know.
So for me, I would rather learn about things in like a blog or, that format.
Oh, when somebody sends me an article and I go, thank you for sending me that work. I appreciate it.
Exactly.
And I skim it because I'm like, that whole thing's going to take me all day to read. You just gave me a homework assignment of 45 minutes. I was
we
like,
gotta
and so if it's not in the first 2 paragraphs, I didn't get it.
We've got to design a website that has both of them. One for text for me that wants to read it. One for videos for Joe that he can just click through. And
yes, exactly.
Just
audio would be fine. Just audio would be fine. I just listen to it. That would be fine as well. I don't need somebody doing song and a dance. Like just if you're an idiot, click this button. Where does the preparation go?
Exactly. Yeah, we had that before. Do you know where it's at? Handless to the associate, walk away.
That one did pretty good, I think.
I did, yeah.
Was that the Shoda gun? You bastard.
Yeah, no, that was not the Shoto gun. The Shoto gun was different. That was...
that guy, yeah. Dude, that line was like, if any of you have ever, like Doug, right? The line doesn't make any sense. It's like, 3 days, nothing, and then, it shot up to like 2,000 views, and then just
Well,
stopped.
it probably was the first 3 days you spelled it as Shoto gun, and then we changed it to shotgun, and somebody was like, oh, I know what that is.
Did have to correct the spelling. I'm typing real fast.
Right.
I can at least type faster than I can read. That's why I have so many spelling mistakes.
I think we're almost getting towards our time, so do we want to do that last one there? Because it is going to take up the last 10 minutes we have.
No, I want to save that. I want that
right.
to be first because I want people to hear it because I think it would be a good
We'll
title.
save that for the next one.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So do we need another one now? But I mean, we're pretty close to the end there.
Yeah, we're pretty close to the end, so I think we can
Probably
just
end it.
settle up here.
Yeah. I don't think we want to dive into anything else. I think it's going to be pretty much settled up there.
Yeah.
Don't want to waste all of our stuff.
So at this point, like, subscribe, share this page to anybody you know, don't know. If you get those text messages that say you owe road fees or whatever, highlight this link, share it to them, send it to them. Everybody you know, even if you're just irritated with somebody today, send one of the shorts to them. Whatever. I mean, why not? They're going to send you random shit you don't want to see. So,
Better than somebody sending me an article to read. Because that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Send them a video they won't watch.
Send them video because they want to see videos because they don't want to read it.
Why did they send me a video that's over an hour? Like, that's how long they want you to go away till you come back. Watch this video, then come back.
Exactly. You watch this video, I'll pay those fees.
Yeah. I'd think about it. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be here again at some point. Later.